So what if I told you there's a way to stand out in the APS recruitment process before they've even read your application? Now, most people skip this step, but by reaching out to the contact officer, you can put your name front and center. And that makes sure you're remembered for all the right reasons. Let me show you how. Hi, I'm V and I help you crack into the Australian Public Service. So today, we're diving into one of the most underrated yet powerful strategies, contacting the contact officer. So by the end of this video, you'll know, number one, why this step is so crucial. Number two, how it helps you get noticed, especially if you have a unique or hard to remember name. And number three, exactly what to say and ask to get insider insights that will elevate your application. So let's get cracking. Number one, why is contacting the contact officer so important? Now, the contact officer is often the hiring manager or someone closely involved in the recruitment process. Reaching out isn't just about asking questions, it's your chance to make a personal connection. Here's why that matters. They get to know your name before seeing your application. This can make you more memorable when they're shortlisting candidates. It shows you're proactive and genuinely interested in the role. It gives you insights that help tailor your application to what they're looking for. Number two, if you have a unique or hard to remember name like I do, for those with a name that is challenging or hard to pronounce, this is actually even more important because here's what I recommend. Start by sending an email to the contact officer. In your email, introduce yourself, express your interest in the role, and ask for the best time to call them. This does two things. They see your name in writing, which helps them become familiar with it. And it sets the stage for a second point of contact when you call. When you call after the email, mention that you emailed earlier. That way, they can connect the dots and associate your voice and enthusiasm with the written name. If they don't list an email, just a number, well, you've only got one choice but to call and say your name a few times in the call. But most often than not, they'll list both email and phone number. So the third thing is how to approach them professionally. So here's a quick guide to structuring your email or call. So start with a polite introduction. Hi, my name is Siobhan and I'm interested in applying for the communications officer role advertised on APS Jobs website. Then you go into expressing your enthusiasm. I wanted to clarify a few details to ensure my application aligns with what you're looking for. And then that's when you proceed to ask specific, thoughtful questions. More on this in a moment. And then you thank them for their time. Always close with appreciation. It leaves a great impression. And make sure that you set up or give them the opportunity to call you back so that you can ask those questions that I'm going to get into in a moment. So let's get into the questions that you're going to ask. So once you've do the email, you're going to set up a call and set up a time to talk about the role. Now is the time to be prepared with questions to ask. So when you get in touch, here are some questions that will set you apart from the other candidates. So the first question that you can ask is, can you tell me more about the team's current priorities or challenges? So this is actually a very good question because it shows them that you are interested in learning about what they're dealing with at the moment. And this sets you with an advantage where you understand how you can tailor your application according to those priorities and challenges. The next question that you're going to ask is, are there any particular skills or qualities that would make someone a strong candidate? Now, I know it's sort of spelled out in the job description already, but it makes them highlight and spotlight what they think is the most important thing so that you can ensure that your application aligns with what they think is the most important skill or experience that you need to demonstrate in your application. And the final one is, can you tell me more about the team and how they like to work? So this is more of a cultural question. This helps you understand how the team likes to work and whether that's something that you want to be a part of, and just to get some idea of what you're walking into. So these are basically the three main questions I would ask. You could probably ask one or two more if you really want, but I would try to keep it to no more than 5. And if at minimum you just ask these three questions, you are ahead of the game, trust me. Because by reaching out, it puts your name front and center. It actually, by taking this next step, this extra step, what you're doing is what other candidates won't. The hiring panel is likely reviewing dozens, if not hundreds, of applications. By making a personal connection, you're giving them a reason to remember you when your application comes across their desk. And as a bonus tip, this is what I'll mention as what you shouldn't do when you contact the officer. So don't contact the officer just for the sake of it. Be prepared with thoughtful questions, which you are because I gave them to you just then, and keep the interaction professional. Also, avoid topics like salary at this stage because that is not the time for that type of conversation. So keep it short and professional, and then have those questions prepared so that you are not wasting their time and you're not wasting your time. So don't underestimate the power of contacting the contact officer. It's a simple step that anyone can do that will set you miles apart from the other candidates. It will give you insider insights that you can use to tailor your application, make you stand out even more, and it will also put your name front and center and make it stand out from the crowd. If this was helpful, hit like, share this video with anyone who might be applying for an APS role, and subscribe for more tips like this. Got questions? Drop them in the comments or send me a message. I'd love to help. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.